Hi everyone, I'm Artie and this is Brian. We're here at Armadillo Lanes in Pasadena, Texas, and today we're going to be filming our first video in our tip series, Becoming a Better Bowler. And our first topic is going to be consistency in our footwork. And so we kind of need to know about these dots and arrows. Brian, why don't you tell us a little about them?
Okay, let's go take a look. Okay, Artie, let's take a look at these dots and how we number them. And we always start with our ball side hand. So I'm right-handed, so I'm gonna start on the right side. So the first dot is 5, second dot would be 10, third dot would be 15. The middle dot is a little bigger than all the rest, is 20. Now, the big dot in every bowling center is always 20. So I would say you always look for the big dot, no matter which bowling center you go in, and that's gonna be number 20. So from there, the next dot will be 25, next dot 30, 35. And they coordinate with the arrows. So if you were to look at the arrows, and first arrow would be 5, if you draw a line all the way back to the line, it would match the first dot. Now, not every bowling center has 3 dots on each side. Some will only have 2, some even have 3, but they'll always have the big dot in the middle at 20. So that's a good way to know exactly where you're standing.
So now that we know what the arrows and dots mean, let's see how that affects our footwork. So B, why don't you go ahead and grab your ball?
Okay.
Okay, B, so first thing I want you to do is go ahead and get set up.
Okay. So typically I would start on 28 with my big toe. That's how I normally.
So using your big toe for his reference, some people use the inside of your foot, some people use the middle of their foot. As long as you do it the same way every single time, it doesn't really matter. So he's using his big foot. B, why don't you go ahead and settle in that shot a little bit? So some people, when they settle into their shot right before they bowl, will adjust their feet a little bit. Be very careful if you do this to get your foot back on the board you're supposed to stand on. That'll help out a whole lot.
So my A game is 28, but I would say like most players should start around 20 whenever they throw their ball in between the second and third arrow. That would be a good starting point. But for today's purpose, I'm going to start on 28 because that's kind of my A game. So what I'm going to do is put a piece of tape down here. And I'm going to put a piece of tape on my big toe so everybody can kind of see where my foot is in relation to that. Okay. Now for me, I try to throw the ball a little softer, so I take a little baby step forward before I get started. So I kind of like shift here. So I'm going to put another piece of tape down there. So that's going to be where my starting point is. I'm a little bit in front of the dots, but just so everybody knows, this is going to be 28. So it's in correlation to this tape, which is on 28. And all I did was I took a step and slid into it. That's where I'm going to start.
Okay.
Now typically I drift about 2 boards to the left when I throw a shot. So we should finish on 30.
Okay, B. Okay, so he's going to hold his shot right there and mark where his foot stopped. Sure enough, it's on 30. Good, good, good. So now, Brian's going to go ahead and take about 9 more shots, so we have a total of 10 shots. It's helpful at home if you have a notebook or a piece of paper to record each of those 9 shots where you actually finish, so we get an idea of what's going on with your footwork. So B, why don't you go ahead and take a couple more shots for us? So B, you just finished your 10 shots, and so we're going to put that information together and see what our drift is. We already know his. It's 2 boards to the left. And it's kind of, why is that information important? So for starters, if B wanted to end up on 35 and throw down, say, 4th arrow, he needs to know how many boards he drifts. So he's going to start on 33 because he knows he ends 2 boards to the left. If he wanted to end up on 20, he's going to stand on 18. These are the kind of tools that you use to make sure that you're in the right spot when you're bowling a game or a tournament or whatever. I would encourage each of you to figure out that for yourself. Throw 10 shots, figure out what your drift is, your side-to-side movement compared to where you start, and just see that information about you. And for those of you who've done this before, I would encourage you to do multiple parts of the lane, because chances are you throwing on the right side is going to be different than you throwing on the left side. And so that number is going to be really important as you move throughout the lane, know what that drift's going to be.
Thanks everybody for watching the video today. Hopefully you learned something new today. We'll have some new videos coming out soon. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and that notification bell for our new videos. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.